You.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Go, New York, go, New York, go. That is what Knicks Nation has been singing all week long. You see, Tuesday night, they won their first NBA Cup championship out in Vegas, sending fans into a frenzy. Thursday, Jalen Brunson silenced the Pacers crowd with a game-winning three. And Friday, they returned home to the Garden looking to do damage against Philly. 76ers and the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, an MVP candidate for sure. Mike Brown will tell you that multiple times. Just under 3 minutes ago in the first half, Brunson, look at him spin his way. Layup no good, but Mitchell Robinson gets a one-handed putback slam. We're tied at 52. He finished with a season-high 21 points and 16 boards. Now jump ahead to the fourth. This one got close. Tyrese Maxey, step back three. 76ers now 5. Under 2 to go. Maxey lays it up off the rim, but then VJ Edgecombe, the putback slam. 76ers up 8. He finished with 25 points on 11 of 19 from the field. Ensuing Philly possession. Maxey, the corner three. That is your dagger. 76ers win 116-107. Maxey with a game-high 30 points on 11 of 24 shooting from the field. It snaps a 6-game win streak for the Knicks.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue
Oh,
skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Welcome into college football pregame, and then there were 11. The Tide's win last night knocked Oklahoma out of the bracket and gave us our first matchup in the quarterfinals. It'll be Indiana and Alabama in the Rose Bowl, and today We'll fill out the other 3 matchups when the first round of the CFP kicks off at noon with A&M hosting the last team in Miami. We've got Danny Cannell, Damian Harris. I am Emily Proud. Guys, it's a big day, but Damian, we would be remiss if we didn't first mention the big night that your Crimson Tide had. How'd that feel?
It felt pretty damn good. I mean, first of all, the fight, the competitiveness, like that's something that you want to see. That's something that you see from a championship caliber team, a playoff caliber team. And it was interesting, right? We saw 2 different Alabama teams in the same game, right? We saw the Alabama that's been playing the past month or so, the Alabama we saw against Georgia, but then we saw in the second half the Alabama that won 4 straight against ranked SEC opponents. They fought, they scratched, they clawed their way out. It looked like they had no chance. My phone was blowing up. You know, for people that think that I just be up here lying, saying that Alabama fans aren't unhappy, go through my text last night. It was talks about DeBoer. It was talks about Ryan Williams. Is Ty Simpson really the guy? What are we going to do moving forward if we lose this game? Somebody even texted me and said DeBoer is going to have Michigan flags planted at his house by the time the game is over.
That 17-0 lead was
it was convincing.
It
was convincing, but you know that showed a lot of character, not only of the football team and the players, but of Kalen DeBoer, because he's been so heavily criticized about not living up to the moment, not being prepared for the moment, maybe not being the right personality for that type of moment. Well, he proved it last night, and I want to give the players a special shout out because it takes an unwavering belief in each other and a connectivity and a brotherhood to be down 17-0 on the road in a playoff game, pull yourselves together at halftime, and then come out and play the way that they did in the second half. So, in the words of Bryant McFadden, if I had a hat on, I'd tip it right now because they played their tails off last night.
They did. I'm just fired up. We had a great game.
Right.
I'm a believer in setting the tone for the weekend. Started Thursday night. Great comeback game in the NFL with the Rams Seahawks. We got one last night, and I think we're going to get at least one. And who knows? The way this weekend has gone, maybe we get some surprises with these Group of 5 matchups versus the Power 4. But I cannot wait for the day to get started. And that's why we dressed up.
Come on now. Come on.
Danny Cannell has a tie on.
Let's go.
That is telling you something. I don't know how closely you guys are paying to some of the bowl games yesterday, but it was good that we got a tight one. But we got more CFP action today. No matter the early kickoff, you can guarantee the 12s will be out in full force, rooting on their Ags against the Canes. Both teams making their CFP debuts, and the similarities really don't end there. Danny, how do you see this matchup?
You nailed it, Emily. The similarities. Their best win, both against the same team, against Notre Dame. Kind of different fashions. Quarterbacks, both have been really good at their best, but when they're at their worst, it can get really dicey. Both teams have excellent edge rushers coming off the edge that could provide nightmares for those opposing quarterbacks. And then you've got some weapons at the wide receiver and running back position for both of these teams. I think this will be the best game of the weekend. I cannot wait to watch it unfold. The 12th man will be rocking.
After that, a rematch of the game that was about as definitive as a game can get. Yet all the talk is about the head coach on one side managing 2 jobs and the other filling the shoes of a scorned former coach. Damian, what happens here in round 2 between Tulane and Ole Miss?
Well, no Lane Kiffin, no problem. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, we're going to find out if Pete Golden and Charlie Weiss are ready for the moment. Those are the 2 names that have been mentioned at the top of the list with Ole Miss outside of Lane Kiffin and his departure. Are they ready for this moment? Charlie Weiss is a young, up-and-coming offensive coordinator. If he does a good enough job throughout this playoffs, it might even get him a head coaching job at some point. I know he's going to Death Valley with LSU and Lane Kiffin, but Charlie Weiss is building a reputation in college football right now. If he keeps it up, he might be looking for a head coaching job. But John Summerall and Jake Retzlaff, they might have something to say about it today.
Okay, how about the third game of the day? Oregon hosting James Madison. All the talk about do they deserve to be in? And is this a safety issue? Doesn't matter anymore because this game is going to be played, Danny. How likely is a Duke's upset of the Ducks?
I think it's highly unlikely, but I keep reminding myself it is college football. Yeah. Anything can happen when you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds. What I am most excited to see from Oregon specifically is who is playing. They've had so many injuries the back end of the season. 3 high-caliber wide receivers been practicing this week, and DeCorian Moore, Gary Bryant Jr., and Evan Stewart. I'm curious to see if they roll with those guys, if they wait another week, what do they look like?
All right, so there you have it. 3 games, win or go home. Who moves on? Whose season ends? We've got CFP action, but as if that wasn't enough to fill your plate, the football schedule makers decided we need more. So there's 2 NFL games today. First, we've got Eagles looking to clinch an NFC's title over the Commanders, and then a grudge match with a near unprecedented amount of stakes for Packers at Bears. But wait, there's more. We've got major hoops as well on CBS, a triple header with ranked opponents in every window. St. John's, Kentucky, then Ohio State, North Carolina in the CBS Sports Classic, and then a top 15 showdown between two historically great coaches when Houston and Arkansas clash in Newark. Let's get back to the football, though. We've got Samantha Rivera from CBS Miami who is joining us live. And Samantha, we got to start first with just a vibe check because this is probably one of the biggest games to ever happen in College Station, hosting a playoff game for the very first time. What's the vibe there right now? How's it feeling?
Hey, Emily. Yeah, I mean, you can hear the music. The vibes are pretty high. You got fans making their way inside here. We saw Mario Cristobal, Malachi Tony making their way in here. They are focused, zeroed in, and locked in.
How is this team? It's been a very drama-filled last month of the season for the Hurricanes, trying to close that gap. Are they in? Are they out? They finally get the news that they're going to be in. How have they refocused on the task at hand?
Yeah, so it's funny. Malachi Tony actually told me when he found out he was in the car, he was on his way to go eat with his mom. His teammate, Keelan Marion, actually called him. They freaked out. Safe to say he did not make it to his mom's house. He actually turned around, went back to the practice facilities, and he went straight back to work. And then Carson Beck, of course, couldn't get a lot of sleep the night before. He was very nervous just watching and listening. But yeah, they freaked out when they found out that they were in. You know, I asked him, you guys haven't played in a few weeks here, so did it take anything for you guys to talk about, you know, staying locked in and staying focused? And Carson was like, no, I mean, this is what we've been working for all season long. This is, you know, what we have been training for. You know, although they had the doubters, I mean, they had it in their mind all along. This was the goal all along, and it helps when you have a head coach like Mario Cristobal, whose energy is just infectious. It's easy to spread, and he expects more, and he expects the best from these guys.
Samantha, there's going to be a lot of pressure on these Canes. Who, in your eyes, needs to step up? Is it the quarterback, offensive line, the head coach even? Who is going to be the biggest difference maker for this Miami team today if they want to get a win?
I'll tell you about two key players. So on the defense, there is a guy named Ruben Bain, South Florida native. He got a lot of love and support from his hometown, but at the beginning of the season, he told me this was going to be a redemption year for him. He, of course, got injured last year, and he was never really the same after that. And so he trained hard, he got healthy, and listen, it's paid off. He was named an All-American just yesterday. He's the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, 4.5 sacks, 37 total tackles. This guy is a monster on the field. Now, on the other side of the ball, of course, there's Malachi Tony. Again, another South Florida native, a little pattern going there. But this guy's only 18 years old, and I still can't believe it. I saw him play for his high school football team just last year, but he is so mature for his age, so composed. It's been such a joy getting to watch him play out here. And listen, he's fast, he's smart, he knows exactly how to weave through those defenders, and he's definitely going to be a problem out on the field here today at Kyle Field.
Love it, Samantha. Thank you so much for your coverage. You think it's loud now? Who is only going to get louder when those 100,000 fans enter into Kyle Field. It's an interesting. I mentioned with her just kind of this vibe check, right? We have some people around the office who their teams are playing today. You already got your win. We got an Ole Miss fan. We got a Miami fan too, by the names of Mayron. But he particularly came in today and he said, I feel like we're playing with some house money. Miami should have expected to be here, though, right? Danny, how do you think they're entering into this game in terms of expectations?
I think this team, and I agree with Mayron's sentiment, I almost feel like you're given a new lease on life. Like you thought your season could have been over. You could have been going to some, average bowl game, and you might not have wanted to go, and who's opting out, but now you're opting in. And it just comes with this freedom of, oh my gosh, we have a chance to win a national title now. So I think you get a team that's sort of been rejuvenated. And the one advantage I think Miami has going for them, they've kind of been in the playoff mindset. I know the opponents haven't been great the final month of the season, but they did have to win and win impressively. And they did that throughout the back end of the season. And they played great in that role. So I want to see if they can carry that momentum from the back end, from the announcement getting into this environment and against this defense, which is going to be one of the best they've played against.
You know who's also played really well down the stretch? Carson Beck. I mean, ever since losing to SMU and throwing all those interceptions, he has an 11-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He's also played in some big games in SEC stadiums. Hasn't been to this one in particular, but how do you think his experience will translate when he takes his now Hurricanes to Aggieland?
Well, it has to transition into leadership, because we just talked about Malachi Tony, an 18-year-old kid who's never played in a situation like this, right? He's going to need to rely on a guy like Carson Beck, not in terms of, you know, running his routes or using his skills, but just the mindset of going into a game like this. You know what's at stake. You're playing for a national championship opportunity, and you're playing against a really good SEC football team that knows how to get after the passer. They're good on offense. They can run the football. They have a lot of good weapons at receiver. This is a really good Texas A&M team that they're going to play up against, and Carson Beck has got to be your fearless leader, not only by his production, but just the mentality, the look in his eyes. Like the guys on that Miami sideline, they should see a different version of Carson Beck. They should see a different look in his eyes, because it's playoff time. Again, he has that experience. He knows what this moment means, and he, like I said, he's just got to be the leader spiritually for this team to have them in the right mindset to go and play a tough opponent.
You mentioned Malachi Tony, also on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of help, and getting a little bit more help today. This just in, where Miami will be getting starting cornerback for today's game at Texas A&M. Nickelback Keontae Scott will be back per our Matt Zennis. He has not played since November 15th. Will obviously be a huge help. But Danny, in this matchup in particular, how important is it to have health in that secondary?
Oh, it's huge, because Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion are probably the best duo in college football. Ohio State might have something to say with that. But they're in the conversation of some of the best weapons. So you need depth across the back end. And so I think this is a huge edge. And we saw the impact it had with Alabama in their performance. They got a lot of guys back that were banged up at the end of the season, and now you've got some time to breathe, and that's where I think it's a huge edge for both of these teams. The time off, not playing in the conference championship weekend, and time to get healthy. You want to be as full go as possible, but specifically for the secondary, I think this is huge.
Yeah, I agree. Just the receiving core of Texas A&M, the way that they can hit you in the pass game, you want to be at full tilt. And we know no team right now is 100%, but having as many of your guys back, having as many horses in the stable as you can get to go, that's going to be important for everybody at this point in the season.
It makes Marcel Reed's job a little bit more challenging. I mentioned how Carson Beck has been on the up and up, probably the opposite when it comes to Marcel Reed and the way that he has been playing lately. Danny, what did Texas expose from Texas A&M? I know he got banged up in that game, hoping that he's feeling healthy and good to go today, but what did we learn?
I think they exposed Marcel Reed's inconsistencies as a passer. You know, and when you do take away his legs, or you're impacted with an ankle injury like Marcel Reed was, then he's really not the same threat, because if he is stuck in the pocket and can't move, he's not the same quarterback. Now, again, extra time. I don't know if the ankle will still be bothering him or not. I would assume he's back to full speed. And Marcel Reed has been somebody who really took it on himself to prove his critics wrong, people that said he couldn't throw the football. And he's come a long way from where he was last year as a passer, but he's going to have to take another step forward today and throughout this playoffs if Texas A&M wants to contend for a national championship.
5 turnovers, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games for Marcel Reed. Your eyes got really big. We got 20 interceptions between these 2 quarterbacks, so that's kind of like what we've said, the Spider-Man meme of them looking at each other.
And they're both kind
very
of streaky.
similar.
And this happens when you start going downhill. They go into a funk. And so that's critical to watch the start of this game. They both need strong starts.
Yes, and both defenses will make sure that they do not have strong starts. Speaking of having a strong Saturday, we got to go out to our friends Mikey and Mackenzie, because they know how to make a Saturday better, guys. What are some best bets you got on this absolutely loaded slate of action?
That's what it's a loaded slate, Emily. And for 2 kids that were on the Sooners last night, we have a plethora of things to make our money back on today. I go as far to say this is Mikey's wedding. Like, as a gambler like Mikey, you get college basketball, college football, NFL. What more could you be asking for if you're Mikey Overs right now?
You know, there are many times where you wake up and you go, who has it better than us? And sports fans today, this is, I mean, there's never been a better day for sports fans.
Oh, this is going to be huge. All right, well, let's start with college basketball, or college football. We'll get to college basketball.
It's on your brain. Listen,
I know,
everyone's playing today, so everything's on the brain. It's okay.
All right, well, let's start with college football.
Yeah.
Let's start with you with this game that's coming up at 12.
Yes. So we talked about it yesterday on HQ a little bit. I think I'm confused. Like, are people forgetting that this is a 2-loss ACC team playing an SEC team? Like, I'm just confused where the disconnect is coming from. And I talked about it on HQ yesterday. I think there's going to be a lot of noises coming out of this stadium. The 12th man, you're in College Station. I think 2 of them are going to be, the first one is, wow. The second one is, like, I'm just confused. Have we lost the fact that this Miami team lost to Louisville? And that Marcel Reed should have been at the Heisman ceremony? Like, I'm just confused where the disconnect is. I think A&M brings them into College Station and shows the committee that, yeah, this is a team that shouldn't even have been here. 11 a.m. local in College Station is a very tough place to be. Do love a first quarter there potentially. I'm going to go to the late game here with Oregon, JMU. Now, we're just keeping our money in the first half here, okay? Oregon minus 11.5. I don't care what happens in the third quarter, in the fourth. Are you just going to run the ball? Are you resting guys? Like, those are situations I don't want to have to deal with. We're going to make our money in the first quarter. This team is 8-3-1 against the spread in Big Ten play. So imagine what they're going to do to the Dukes here. So we take the first half. Get in, get out. And we move on. Get in, get out. You know, it's still going to be a late game. You're going to be at the bar. You're going to be like, oh, my God, there they go, covering the first half. Let's bring it back. Bring it back, yeah. Earlier in the day, we have NFL, we have college basketball. Just get it all out there, Mikey. It's your day. Give me the Eagles. We're playing the Commanders. It's my wedding. Get me in a tux. Give me the Eagles. They're going to spank the Commanders, and then give me St. John's. The Big East is the best basketball conference, bar none. They get Bryce Hopkins playing his first school after he left the King of Providence and left in a very bad way. But you got St. John's playing Kentucky. Give me the Johnnies. Give me the Eagles. I'm just going to spray the board today, and I'm happy you're here with me. What a day. Who has it better than us today, Em? Nobody.
I don't know. We might have you beat here. We all have it pretty darn good, though, because it is a huge day of college football. But the first team is officially into the quarterfinal round. What happened in Norman last night, and what do we learn about the Tide as they prepare to take on the #1 team in the country? And how about all of the playoff games happening today? We are breaking down 3 win or go home games, maybe some massive upsets. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Stick with us here on College Football Pregame on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
Power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Wouldn't take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tonk skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
It ain't over till it's over. Don't forget that today when you're watching all the football, firing up your hot takes and then getting exposed later in the night. Last night, Alabama went down 17-0, then scored 27 unanswered. Damian, what flipped it in your mind?
Just the mentality. I mean, coming out in the second half, we saw a different Alabama team, from the coaching to the style of play. The defense stepped up. They forced a turnover from John Mateer. They're more physical at the point of attack in the run game. We saw Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard, Lazier. I'm not sure how to say the name. I don't want to butcher it.
We better learn, because
we need to learn, because he had himself an absolute day.
Mr. Brooks.
And just the mentality of, you know, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but talking about Ryan Williams and the lack thereof and the lack of production, the drops, we saw it on display last night. That's a perfect opportunity for a young guy to step in and cement himself as one of the playmakers of this team. And he's a young guy, so he's going to be a guy they try to keep around, keep him from hitting the transfer portal. He can be a cornerstone piece of this team moving forward.
Jeremy Bernard had a rough drop as well. Both sides
there
had
were a
some
lot of
rough.
drop passes.
That was interesting. But what did we learn about the Tide? Because it feels like we were ready to bury them after the SEC championship game, and then we saw that.
I think the Tide are a little bit of fool's gold right now. I don't think they're fixed by any means, but I think a lot of people are going to buy into Alabama as a national championship contender because they went into Norman and they beat an opponent that they lost to earlier. But if you dig a little bit deeper, I think Oklahoma's defense was significantly overrated, and they beat a quarterback who on the season had 12 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. It's going to be a much different task against Indiana for this Crimson Tide team. They still didn't run the football very well. They did come up with the defensive stops they needed, but Fernando Mendoza is not going to hand them pick sixes the way that John Mateer did.
No, and you can assume that Indiana was probably rooting to see Oklahoma in this game, but we don't have to change the graphic too much color-wise. We just have to stick number one, Indiana, in there. Mackenzie Brooks actually texted me, said the projected score for that game is 26-25. They have Indiana. Ooh. That is a really close game. What do we think the Tide can accomplish against the number one team in the country?
Well, I want to agree with Danny's point. I'm not ready to buy in all the way yet because of what Danny just said.
Not great.
If Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard drop balls the way that they did last night, they're not going to beat Indiana. If Alabama's offense starts the way they did against Indiana the way they did last night, they're not going to beat Indiana. If they don't have more production in the run game, they're not going to beat Indiana. So although this was a big win for this team, and it should give them a lot of confidence, starting with the head coach going all the way down the players, it should give them a ton of confidence, but they still have to realize we didn't beat Georgia. We didn't beat Ohio State. We did not beat Indiana. We beat John Mateer, who hasn't been great, an Oklahoma defense that has been up and down, to Danny's point yesterday and today. And you have to be better if you want to accomplish the ultimate goal, which is winning a national championship. Do I believe that they can play with Indiana? Absolutely. We've seen spurts of Alabama where they do look like the best team in the country. It's just so many times we're asking, what version of this Alabama team are we going to get? Now, if we get the second half version of Alabama throughout the rest of the postseason, they're gonna make some hay. They're gonna make some people pay. But we have to see that game in and game out.
Confidence is an amazing thing in sports. And I do think that is something that does make Alabama more dangerous, is they did get that kind of monkey off their back because everyone was questioning them. Hey, they lost 2 out of 4 games. They got owned by Georgia, couldn't do anything. Ty Simpson, where was he mentally? All of a sudden, you saw them dance around the fourth quarter. They had the lead, and it's like, oh, that's the Bama that we've seen for the past 15 years. They got a little bit of that swagger back. So that is something that I do think they come into Indiana with a totally different mindset where, like a lot, they're going to be a trendy pick. That's what I'm just like, beware, because Indiana, people have slept on them because of the brand and everything that goes with that. But Indiana is a really good football team that is capable of winning a national championship. I don't know if I can say the same thing about Alabama yet.
There are a lot of parallels to what we saw from Ohio State last year, playing in the 8-9 game, kind of rumbling into the playoffs, not with a lot of expectations and excitement. Then they get that confidence in the first game, and we saw what happened there. So you can make those comparisons, but ultimately also got a little bit of a run game too last night. No, that Bama fans.
A little. You notice I didn't really say what.
I said a little bit of a run game, but let's look forward, guys, because we have a lot of games happening today, like this one between Texas A&M and Miami. We're going to break down this matchup a little bit further, look at some similarities, some differences, and edges for this game.
You can't count on accurate expiration date.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, I gotta quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it. My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema. Every strike is a frame. Every rivalry, a story. This canvas is more than a stage.
Are you not entertained?
It's where stories live, where worlds collide, where legends are made. It's on the new home of UFC, Paramount+.
Welcome back into College Football Pregame, presented by FanDuel. A reminder of how we arrived at today. Miami beat Notre Dame back in Week 1. It was a one-score game, but a win's a win, and the Canes, well, they looked pretty darn good doing it. And then the next week, Texas A&M beat Notre Dame. Sorry, Irish fans, these two teams squaring off today both beat the Irish and can claim that win as a signature victory of their season. So expect a lot of maybe hate watching for Notre Dame fans in this one today, but but that was back in week 1. This is the first time that A&M and Miami have met in the postseason. It's their 6th meeting overall. But if we look at maybe the expectations for this game and what we like to call the edge. So we bring in Mackenzie Brooks to help us with looking at those Sportsline projections. When you're looking at today's matchup, where do we find these edges in terms of who's going to win this game?
So initially, when we get the first projected scores, we see them and then you're shocked and then you're thinking, how did we get to this point? So obviously, this is a lot bigger than odds makers are implying, this point differential. So we're trying to see where that is. Now, as far as passing yards, we see it pretty much as a wash. Basically the same numbers, same projections. You're seeing rushing yards, basically the same. The way you're seeing an edge for Texas A&M really comes from Marcel Reed and him being able to use his feet, and Carson Beck not so much. But where the edge really comes in, where you see this turning into points, a touchdown for Texas A&M, is just the quarterback total touchdowns. Again, you're seeing Marcel Reed being a mobile quarterback. Not only does that account for rushing touchdowns, it also just accounts for extending plays, being able to scramble. That converts into passing touchdowns as well. So when you get into the math of it, if you're running a sim 100 times and 40% of them, Marcel Reed has an extra rushing touchdown over Carson Beck, as in one more, and same with a passing touchdown as well. So all of that together turns into one more touchdown based off the mobility of Marcel Reed. You talk about interceptions as well. We noticed that Carson Beck's interceptions are a lot more impactful than Marcel Reed's, right? It's always ones sacrificing a passing touchdown or in a really pivotal part of the game. So although we have both of them projected for turnovers, Miami's turnovers seem to be a little bit more costly. But really this game for us and this score comes down to the mobility of Marcel Reed.
Very interesting, especially when we look at these quarterbacks, and you mentioned the turnovers, a combined 20 interceptions between these two QBs. Mackenzie Brooks, we appreciate you. We're going to walk back over here to the desk and talk a little bit more about these quarterbacks. I mentioned the scary stats, right? The turnovers. There's been a lot of touchdowns, though, as well. So, Danny, if you're looking at this QB matchup, we'll start with our quarterback here. Who the heck do you trust more?
I give the slightest edge to Carson Beck because of the experience. I mean, we had a stat up there earlier about some of the winningest quarterbacks in college football, and he's up there with some pretty illustrious names that are on there. He's won a lot of football games, and I know he's had his ups and downs, but I'll trust him coming in with that 11-to-1 touchdown ratio the last month of the season. I'll take that over Marcel Reed, who is still a little bit younger, a little bit more inexperienced, so I'll give the slight edge to Carson Beck.
It's the inexperience for Marcel Reed that just gives Carson Beck the advantage. I think when you talk about ceiling, I mean, obviously what Marcel Reed can do, you would want to pick that, but it's inconsistent at times, and that's usual of a young guy like Marcel Reed. So once he puts it together, I might put him above, but for now I got Carson Beck.
Carson Beck and Marcel Reed, neither have played in a college football playoff game. Carson Beck, though, has played in a few SEC championship games, so there's certainly some experience there. We're going to go position by position. It sounds like better QB, Danny. You're picking Carson Beck.
Yeah, I'm going to take Carson Beck. I'll go slight edge with Carson Beck and the Miami Hurricanes.
Okay. Damian, we're going to ask you here, who's the better running back?
See, this is a coin flip to me.
Ooh.
Both teams, great running games, great running backs, if you will. But I would give the edge to Miami and Mark Fletcher Jr. I mean, he's been phenomenal. He's a bigger back. He's been the bell cow for this offense that has really taken a lot of pressure off Carson Beck's shoulders. And this new element, this new run element, has made Miami's offense take another step. What we saw last year with Cam Ward, they were a great offense. They could throw the ball all over the yard, but they weren't very balanced. Their offense has taken a step because of Mark Fletcher and what he's been able to provide in the run game. And again, taking a lot of pressure off Carson Beck's shoulders to where he doesn't have to do too much.
Real quick, you seem surprised by that.
Well, no, I think the running backs you have to look at as an entire group, right?
Yeah.
Especially the way these teams both rotate in a lot of guys. Le'Veon Moss has been banged up the last, how is his health? Ruben Owens has been good. And I love Pringle, the freshman that Miami sprinkled in the last month of the season. So I agree with you. I'd give the slight edge to Miami. But a lot of these, the margins are super thin.
Super slim.
So if we're looking at the running backs as a group, let's look at the wide receivers as a group. Who has the edge there, Danny?
Again, I don't think this one is a slam dunk because I really like Malachi Toney and I like C.J. Daniels. But I mentioned before, I think the group of receivers at Texas A&M, especially the transfer duo that came in there on the outside, and Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, who I did see just inked a new deal. That's college football now. He got the highest paid receiver tag in Texas A&M.
What is that number,
history.
Danny? Do we have any idea?
I would love to know that number. I'm sure it's a lot, but I do give the slight edge to them. And that's good news for Texas A&M that he's going to be back.
Yeah, Casey Concepcion named first-team All-American for good reason. This one gets pretty tricky too, Damian. Best pass rush. Bring out the. Got to flip the coin again.
Coin flip. I mean, these two teams is like it's the Spider-Man meme.
Yes.
They're just staring at each other like
similar.
they're the same exact team. When we talk about pass rush, I love Cassius Howe. I love the Texas A&M defense. I love what they do, especially in the SEC. But you cannot overlook what Ruben Bain has done this year. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. He's got 14 total tackles, 4.5 sacks. He's got a forced fumble and an interception. Kind of Mr. Do-It-All. And then you got Mesidor on the other side. And it's really at that point, it's like pick your poison. Because if you want to slide to one, then you leave a tackle on the island with the other. And both of those guys can rush the passer very well. So I give the slightest, and I mean the slightest edge, Emily Proud to Miami.
That's the problem when you have two. It's even harder.
Right.
You can't just focus on one because you got
Two's more than
Mesidor
one.
and Bain. How about just overall, Danny, the better defense? Who are you picking?
Again, this is so tight. I mean, these are so hard to pick.
That's why we're doing this.
Because collectively as a group, they're both really, really good. I'll go with a coaching edge here in this one because Mike Elko at the beginning of the season took over play calling for the Texas A&M defense, and they have been so much better this season. And not to slight Corey Heatherton, because he might have been one of the best coordinator hires that Miami brought him down from Minnesota, and he's been outstanding. And you can look at different statistics. Sacks, you've got more for Texas A&M. Total defense, you give the edge to Miami. I'll give the slight edge to A&M for one big reason, too. The impact that it has with the crowd. When you are rushing the passer and the opposing tackles cannot hear the quarterback's cadence, or they have to, go off a feel or a let-go touch from the guard next to them, I think that could be a huge factor today. The crowd noise, I think, puts the edge for Texas A&M.
We talk about these turnover-prone quarterbacks. Miami has 20 takeaways this season. A&M only has 9. I'm not asking you to change your answer. I'm just adding some context there. You mentioned the head coaching edge. You actually have to answer this question. Who has it?
And this one I don't think is as close as the others. I think it's Mike Elko. And when I look at this Texas A&M team, you have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. I mean, granted, we talk about the inconsistency with Marcel Reed, the up and down, but they're always playing at full tilt. And this defense, as Danny talked about, is something that you can really hang your hat on. It's been too many times, and by no means am I trying to sit here and say Mario Cristobal is a bad coach, because then he will be in my DMs again talking trash to me. I will not do that. All I will say is we have seen Miami lose games because of coaching.
I almost hope that Mario learned something from the last part of the season, because this year against Notre Dame in the first game of the season, they should have won by more points. Got conservative. Florida State, he was up 28-3, got conservative, took the foot off the gas. Florida, a game they should have won by more. But the back end of the season, they had to press. They had to win by more margin, so they stayed aggressive, and it worked. I'll be curious to see if, this is a big if, but if Miami has a lead in the second half, in the fourth quarter, do they go back to the conservative, let's just milk the clock, or do they stay aggressive and go for the jugular? Because that's what great coaches do.
At the very least, we know they're going to take a knee if put in that situation based on learning from previous mistakes. All right, it's not on the graphic, but surprise, Danny, who wins this game?
I'm going to go with the Miami Hurricanes. I think they pull off the upset. Again, I think this is going to be the best game of the college football weekend. I do think that the winner of this game, I would look at and say, this could be a team that could gain some momentum, gain some confidence, and potentially go all the way to the national championship. Both of them have the makeup, strong offensive and defensive lines. Quarterbacks are good enough if they play good, if they get hot. I look at them that way. So I think either one of these teams that wins, I would buy into. I'm buying into the Miami Hurricanes.
I'm going to go Aggies, and it's only because they're playing in Kyle Field. The environment, the pressure of the situation, I just feel like I've seen too many times Carson Beck in this situation and him underperform. Now, again, similar to the Mario Cristobal talk, I hope he's learned from his experiences, right? I hope that he goes into this game and is that field general for Miami, because I don't have a pool for either side. I couldn't care less who wins. But I think Texas A&M, because of that defense, they're going to feed off of the crowd. They'll feed off the 12th man. I just think that they get in Carson Beck's head. And then at that point, it becomes Marcel Reed doesn't have to do too much. He just has to do enough to win the football game. That's where he gets his legs involved. That's where they get the running backs involved. They don't try to force the throws. They end up winning the game. A tight one, though. A tight one.
Home teams swept the first round of the CFP last year, but we already saw a road upset.
Tone setters.
We already saw it last night, a road team going into Norman. So will we see it again at Kyle Field? We'll continue to break down this matchup. But we have some very important questions to answer. How many Myles Garretts would it take for JMU to beat Oregon? How far would Tulane go with Josh Allen at quarterback? Start thinking about it. Mikey's over the top questions on the other side.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, I could quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it. My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go!
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch. Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just in out of college football, where Iowa State quarterback Rocco Becht is entering the transfer portal. That is the latest from our Matt Zenitz. He's been the Cyclones' starting quarterback for the past 3 seasons under Matt Campbell, who left for the opening at Penn State earlier this month. With Drew Aller graduating, the Nittany Lions have an opening at the quarterback position. A veteran could be brought in to compete with Ethan Grunkemeyer. He took over as the starter after Aller's season-ending injury and came to Penn State in 2024 as a highly touted prospect. In 12 games for Iowa State this season, Becht threw for just over 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 9 picks. It's a reunion Saturday in the CBS Sports Classic. Rick Pitino and the Johnnies face off against his former player, Mark Pope, and the Wildcats. The two won a national title working together, but now they'll be on opposite ends of the floor. After that, it's Ohio State versus number 12, North Carolina. And speaking of opposite ends, it's offense versus defense. The Tar Heels putting up their best defensive effort since 1982, the year they won the title with MJ. And the Buckeyes have its best scoring mark since 1970. So, what gives? Jenny Dell and Gary Parrish bring us more from Atlanta.
All right, we got an exciting doubleheader on CBS today, the CBS Sports Classic. Always a pleasure to be with Gary Parrish here as we prepare for these two matchups. And I want to talk about that first game. We got St. John's and Kentucky. These two teams, you know, they come into the year having such high expectations. Things didn't start off quite like they hoped they would. Where do you see these two programs as they stand right now?
Well, it's a good point. I think that
regardless of what happens almost today in this doubleheader, the story will be the loser of game one, because either one will be heading into Christmas with more losses than they were supposed to have. These are two top 10 preseason teams, and at St. John's, they've got real point guard, at least questions. We won't say problems yet, but it certainly hasn't gone the way Rick or anybody else connected to that program thought it was going to go. And then at Kentucky, there's been injuries, there's been locker room issues. There's a lot of things going on there that they've got to get straight. It's still early. We're not even to Christmas, but neither one of these teams are performing to the level any of us thought they were going to perform in the preseason.
And there's so much emotion in this one as well. You look at this coaching matchup. You got Rick Pitino and Pope, who played on that 1996 Kentucky national championship team. Do you think there's a little extra chip on your shoulder coming into that just because of the mentor-player aspect of it all?
Certainly. It's interesting, the dynamics there, because these are two men who have a lot of respect for each other. You know, Mark, like you mentioned, was the captain of that 96 championship team that Rick coached, and Mark has been very good and intentional about bringing Rick back to Lexington, re-engaging him with the Kentucky faithful, because obviously he left there and that was interesting, but he accomplished a lot of great things while he was the head coach at UK. And I just think it's really, on a human level, sweet to see these two guys like reconnect and, you know, help orchestrate what is going to be an awesome doubleheader today. Yes, North Carolina, Ohio State is a part of it, but the headliner is the first game.
Let's talk about that second game, though, that North Carolina, Ohio State game. What stands out about that matchup?
Well, it's interesting because heading into this season, if you put together a hot seat list of coaches who really need to have a nice year to ensure they get a next year, Hubert Davis at North Carolina might have been the face of that. And you fast forward to the week before Christmas, and he's doing okay. Yeah. They've got one loss. They're in the top 15. It looks like maybe of all four teams here, that's the one that's been the most stable so far. So you got North Carolina and Caleb Wilson on one side, and then at Ohio State, they haven't really played a tough schedule, so they don't have a signature win, but the metrics are solid, top 40 in the country. They are a candidate to be in the NCAA tournament, and they're led by a guard named Bruce Thornton, who is on pace to be the all-time leading scorer at Ohio State University. The issue is most people aren't even aware of that because he's never played in the NCAA tournament. The postseason success hasn't been there, so perhaps on this stage CBS provides, this can be not necessarily a coming out party for him, but something that, you know, introduces him or reintroduces him to the nation and makes it clear this is one of the best guards, not just in the Big Ten, but in the whole country.
He's ready to put on a performance here today. Also a homecoming for Bruce Thornton, an Atlanta native. It's going to be a great one on CBS. Can't wait to watch.
Neither can we. Those first two games live from Atlanta, but we've got more for you on CBS. After the CBS Sports Classic, the Never Forget Tribute Classic makes up the final leg of the triple header, a top 15 matchup between two coaches who have won over 1,000 games. It's number 8 Houston versus number 14 Arkansas. And the NFL wants to join in on the Saturday fun, an NFC doubleheader starting with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles versus Marcus Mariota and the Commanders. Philly can clinch an NFC East title with a win. For that reason and more, Damien, we have really all eyes on the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles had a get-right game last week against the Las Vegas Raiders. They hit their marks. They did what they were supposed to do. Listen, this is a team that has Super Bowl pedigree and a quarterback that all he does is win. If they get hot at the right time, they're going to be dangerous come playoff time.
Ooh, both teams fighting for a division title in the second game. It's Packers at Bears, maybe one of the biggest games in my lifetime at Soldier Field. The combined win percentage of these teams is the second highest in a meeting in Week 16 or later in series history. It's hard to understate just how big this one is.
I love this matchup. You've got a revenge factor. The Bears trying to avenge a loss they had just a few weeks ago. It's a division rival. These teams have history together. The Bears were one of the hottest teams out there. Jordan Love's a great young player. I cannot wait to watch this game.
It's going to be fun. I hope people have multiple screens in their households because you've got the college football playoffs, the NFL, some basketball on CBS. But let's get back to today's CFP slate because while teams in the NFL are jockeying for playoff positioning, we have an actual playoff happening today, a triple header of win or go home football. Our analysts, they do a great job of breaking down these games, and I truly do my best of asking the right questions of you guys, but nobody is thinking about the games and asking the kind of questions that our friend Mikey is. So Mikey, take it away with some of your over the top questions.
That's good. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
This
right?
is just a good view into my brain.
Do we need to be warned?
Right. Explain to us why you wore that shirt, first of all. First of all.
So I was told to dress up, now I look like a gender reveal. Let's call it what it is. It's a boy. All right. Now, this is just a view into my head, the things that I think about. It's a scary place to be, but it can be a fun place, and I saw this one on the internet. If you put Myles Garrett on JMU, how many Myles Garretts would it take for them to beat Oregon today as a 20-point dog?
So you could clone him. You can have as many Myles Garretts
as you want. You could put him at running back, wherever you want to put him, but how many would it take for them to beat Oregon today in Eugene?
You need a running back, Myles Garrett.
I need a tight end, Myles Garrett. I need 2 edge rushing Myles Garrett.
That's 4
Honestly, I might even need a nose Myles Garrett. A safety Myles Garrett.
You think you need that many?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think if you had 4 and just put them on the defensive line.
All 4 on the no offense, Myles Garrett.
No, I don't think you would. I think he is that impactful, and he would make life that much of a nightmare for Dante Moore in that Oregon offense.
Wow. I've heard 2 is the
JMU's got to score.
And then I would take the under. Because I do think that would be. But I do think if you went with the fewest number of Myles Garrett's, you would go with 4. I think that's the view. Now, if you had 7 or 8, then all of a sudden you're talking about James Madison being favored.
Right.
This is also true. We talked about putting Myles Garrett on a team. If you put Josh Allen on Tulane right now, how far do you think that team goes in the college football playoff?
Ooh, I think they beat Ole Miss for sure. I think they beat Ole Miss for sure.
I think they might be in the Natty.
For sure.
Tulane has weapons like that?
I mean, hold on a second. Josh Allen can't win a Super Bowl. You're just giving him a national championship.
I think he's proved on the Bills he doesn't need all the weapons in the world. He can do it himself.
But I mean, even in Montana, he still threw a lot of interceptions. He still has that interception bug in him. He likes to sling it around. I would like him to beat Ole Miss. I don't think they would win a national championship with Josh Allen.
Wow. Okay.
This makes it feel like exactly. I was going to say this makes it feel like it's like one player change everything.
He also doesn't have a defense in Buffalo, though.
That is true.
Like how big of the difference is like Retzlaff from
Tulane of NFL right now?
Right? Like, is this, are like pro and college comps right now? Is that what we're doing?
Now we get a look into Mackenzie Brooks' brain.
Yeah, there you go. That was a Mackenzie brain right there. We talked about Josh Allen, maybe another quarterback. We just saw him come back in the NFL. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Out of all the college football playoff teams right now, who do you think would say, I'll take Phillip Rivers over my quarterback?
Oklahoma.
Miami.
I mean, they're not in anymore.
He said right now. Right now.
Oklahoma, damn sure would have.
They need an offensive line. That's really good. Guys.
I think Miami's game plan, their style of play, but would they take him over Carson Beck?
Carson Beck, if he wasn't throwing these costly interceptions, might just be Phillip Rivers.
Saves his for late in games. Are there any
Does Oregon
teams
give
today?
up Dante Moore? Does Ohio State give up?
What about Texas Tech?
Does Texas Tech?
Texas Tech.
There we go.
They would win a national championship if they had Phillip Rivers as their quarterback, and I don't think
Clip
they can.
that.
I just think those windows, he would just be like, this is free cheese.
Yeah, underneath, just picking them apart, managing the run game. Got a great defense.
All right.
Okay.
Final over-the-top question. This is something that my buddies have debated for years now. Could the 2019 LSU Tigers beat the Raiders of this year in a one-off match? I say yes. I say yes.
You mean
as
like
someone that's played in
you
the
bring
NFL,
everybody back with their experience in the NFL, or do you
pause time? Pause time.
Pause time.
Right?
2019.
Stingley is still on the defense. Like, you have guys on defense: Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow. I mean, the Raiders, you're looking at Geno Smith, potentially Kenny Pickett. Who wins that matchup? I think it's 2019 LSU runaway, but I've heard when you get to the NFL, the schemes are way different.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, it's a difference. Like, as good as that 2019 LSU team was, those were still kids. Like, in the NFL, these are grown men. And as bad as Geno Smith has been, I mean, you still got Max Crosby on the other side. You know what I mean? You still got some grown men that are playing for, like, heavy paychecks.
I think I want 2019 Joe Burrow over 2025.
Yes.
I think Joe Burrow wants to go back in time.
Joe Burrow wants to be 2019 Joe Burrow.
You know, there was a time when this question used to come up with Alabama's great teams, and I used to get a lot of heat from Alabama fans. I just think it is such a huge jump to go from college to the NFL. Grown men spending time, it's their paycheck, it's their livelihood. It's just a different ball game. As good, I think you.
But they can't put up any points. Think about the Raiders.
But against a college defense, I think they would.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think you could take an all-star team. You could take an all-star team of college football players, and they would get beat by the Raiders or whatever NFL team.
Agreed.
Pick.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's that big of a jump.
It's a monumental jump. Like I don't even know how to articulate how big of a jump it is to go from the college game to the NFL game. And I don't want to use statistics and be like, oh, well, that's why this many guys don't make it. But still, it's a different ball game.
I love how the actual guys who have made the jump are trying to convince us. We're like,
and a lot of it is, a lot of it is scheme. I mean, there's also a jump in talent, but the scheme, I think, is even greater about the mental aspect of the different defenses, disguises, offensive concepts. There's just way more on your plate mentally in the NFL as opposed to college.
Mikey, too much reason.
Yeah, I'm just the guy on the couch who's like, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That'd be cool.
We love it. Thank you for your over-the-top questions. Definitely gave us a lot to think about. Unfortunately, though, Phillip Rivers is not coming to save you. Let's talk about some of these other games happening today. Tulane, Ole Miss, James Madison, Oregon. Full breakdown next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, I could quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just in out of college football, where Texas A&M running back Le'Veon Moss is expected to make his return today against Miami. He's been out since October with a foot injury, missing the final 6 games of the regular season. Prior to that injury, Moss was the Aggies' leading rusher. He'll now form a backfield tandem with Reuben Owens today against the Hurricanes. Owens is averaging 5.5 yards per carry on this season. This is something that we discussed a little bit earlier in the show, just the running back tandem that Texas A&M has at their disposal. Now that you know that Moss is back, does that change the math for you at all? Or still about what you expected from them today?
Well, it's still about what I expected, which is Texas A&M is going to win this game based off their defense and based on the environment. And that's going to create an ease for the offense to where you don't expect Marcel Reed to do a lot, because whenever he has to press in those type of situations, he does characteristically turn the football over. Then you can turn and hand the ball off to Le'Veon Moss, who was the best running back on this roster. Unfortunately, he's dealt with a lot of injuries, but then you get to work in that run game, get him back healthy, get him geared up for the rest of the playoffs if you beat Miami. So this is on par with how I expected this game to go. But if you're Texas A&M, you're thanking your lucky stars, because again, you just don't want to put too much pressure on Marcel Reed in this situation, because we know, Danny, one turnover can turn into 3 turnovers, then all of a sudden the game becomes out of hand.
And Kenz, we were talking earlier just about the numbers between the quarterbacks and how that really kind of shaped what Sportsline believes what will happen in this game. How challenging is it to break down this game when we haven't seen these teams play in what feels like forever?
Right, and then just coming from completely different conferences, right? And I know I'm ACC versus SEC, whatever, but it truly, like, we're having that same trouble with Texas Tech. Like, what does this team really have to offer? And I want to be proven wrong, but it's like until you see it when you're playing the caliber that you do, and you do have losses to teams like SMU, like Louisville, it's really hard to just look at the peak of your powers without looking at the floor of the powers. So again, happy to be proven wrong. What I will say is watching Marcel Reed and that Texas A&M team go through adversity versus South Carolina, being able to come back from it in the fourth quarter, that's something I don't really see from Miami. So that's also what makes us like them a little bit more.
I will say, I'd just like to point out that Texas A&M did not exactly go through the gauntlet of the good teams in the SEC.
Sure.
It'd be one thing if they had played Georgia, Alabama, some of these other, Oklahoma. They played every bottom dweller, and they did well against them. I think 5 coaches have been fired of their opponents, and then the one time they were tested against Texas, who was a good team, they lost. So that's where I think there's a lot of similarities to these teams, because I agree with you. I don't think Miami went through a gauntlet either, and they both played Notre Dame. It's one common opponent who's really good. They both beat them. So I think there's some similarities to both these teams.
And if we're looking at that not gauntlet, I guess you'll call it, against Texas A&M, they still struggled. They had the 1-point win over South Carolina. They had a 6-point win over, or 3-point win over Arkansas, and then a 6-point win over Auburn. So it's not like they demolished every team that they played. I want to go back, though, to something that Mikey told us earlier in the show, which is don't overthink it, right? Why do you think we're overthinking this game so much? You laid it out very simply with just A&M has been better this whole season.
Yeah, I still am confused. I feel like there is a lot of overthinking going on. Like, this is a phenomenal SEC team that has one loss. I think, the South Carolinas, that's an interesting one. I think Lenore Seller's still one of the best quarterbacks. I just don't think he had the weapons around him this year. But I don't know, especially with Le'Veon Moss coming back, the more weapons, the better. Like, I don't think Marcel Reed getting pressed is a bad thing, to be honest with you, because I think on the other side of the ball, when you press Carson Beck, I think worse things happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of overthinking. I think it's just click the A&M button and move on.
All right, Blues Clues. Hold on a second. We got to make sure we give credit to Miami for having a really good season. I do, and also the other thing about Miami is I think their tests against Louisville and SMU. Think about the game against Louisville. But Carson, those are good. They're both 8-4 teams that were pretty good. By the way, Louisville, did you see what they did in Kentucky? That juggernaut that everybody gets credit for, that Georgia struggled with. There were a lot of teams that struggled against Kentucky. Louisville boat raced them in the last game of the season, and Carson Beck threw 4 interceptions that game, and they still only lost by a field goal at the end of the game.
What are we talking? They only threw 4 interceptions and they lost the game.
The fact that they almost overcame that.
Thank you, Emily. You get my point.
Yes.
You're smarter. I know Tennessee slightly better than Georgia.
Okay. Danny's just ripping. To be fair, Blues Clues was kind of on par with what we're talking about here. But when we do look at this Miami team a little bit closer, and we've seen them exposed, and we've talked about how that's been helpful for an Ohio State to lose and to galvanize and all these things, is that something that can be helpful for Miami? We talked about Mario Cristobal learning from mistakes. How about this Miami team in general, having faced that adversity? Texas A&M didn't really see it, I guess, until the last 2 games of the regular season, had to come back against South Carolina, and then Texas.
Well, that's the thing about Miami. You can't say that they're battle tested. Now, some of those battles they created for themselves, but they have found a way to work themselves out of those situations. They got up off the mat. They got an opportunity to play for the college football playoffs. So what do you do with that opportunity? Danny, you hit on it perfectly. The mode for Miami is aggressiveness. It's being aggressive, because Miami is a better team when they're pushing, they're looking to score, they're looking to put their foot on the throat and just attack the jugular. That's when Miami is at their best. When they're trying to manage the game and try to keep from losing, they're not at their best. That's when they're susceptible to turnover, to bad coaching decisions, et cetera, et cetera. So to your point, yes, Miami has been through a lot of things this season that they can learn from and take into this playoffs and use to their advantage. It's just going to be up to Mario Cristobal, Carson Beck, those young and inexperienced guys who haven't had that playoff experience or that postseason experience. It's going to be up for them to go put it on the field.
Is there conference pride on the line in this one?
No. Oh, God, no.
No, I think for fans,
ask Twitter if there's conference pride.
And I think for the SEC people, but I don't think Miami cares about repping the ACC. They want to play for the U. They want to play for the history and tradition of that school. They want to play for Mario Cristobal. I don't think they could give a you-know-what about playing for the ACC. I just don't think that comes into play. I will say this, because this is one of the reasons. When they went 5-0, almost everybody that covers college football looked at Miami. Yes, looked at Miami and said that is a team that can win the national championship. And because of the offensive and defensive lines, Miami's offensive line might be one of the best in the country. It'll get tested today, and we'll find out just how good they are. But I still think this is a roster that everybody jumped off because of a loss, and we didn't jump off of a lot of other teams. Like I think it is the perception of the ACC that has hurt Miami. I still think this roster is capable of going toe-to-toe with A&M.
How about pride when it comes to the G5? I know we got to prove Danny Cannell wrong. But what's at stake in terms of perception? We'll start with just Tulane against Ole Miss, the fact that they've already played.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to the group of 5 teams. I know everyone has been hard on them, and I don't think it should diminish what these teams have done at their level. Like, congrats on a conference championship. Those are great things. But it's just a system which is flawed, where we give a cookie to a team that has a pretty good season and let them have access to a championship which they don't have a chance at winning. Now, that they could win a game and maybe 2, but they're not going to go through 4 to get a national championship. I would put any amount of money on that. Today's games, I don't know. It's football. It's college football. You could see things happen, but I think they've heard the noise, and I think they do bring a lot of pride, and they feel disrespected because of comments like I just made. But I just go back. When I played in high school, I played at a single A, smallest level of high school football. Guess who we played against for a state championship? Other single A teams. We didn't play against 5A and 6A teams because that wouldn't have made sense. It doesn't make sense that we have these group of 5 teams playing against Power 4 teams. I think what makes way more sense is for them to have their own national championship where they actually could win a true national championship.
It's more of like a deserving thing, and I just feel like they don't deserve the spot, or they have the resume nearly to what a Vanderbilt or a Texas or to any of these teams that got left out, a Notre Dame. Like, it's not about are you going to get crushed in the games coming up. It's like, did you deserve to have a seat at the table in the first place? And like you said, I think they deserve to have their own table, just a different one than from the caliber of teams that can win a national championship.
Why do you think we see this so differently than like what we see with Cinderella stories in March?
Because there's 68 teams that get in to the March Madness. You know, I think there's only 12 coveted spots. You know, if you had a smaller tournament, which they do during the season, they have, you know, these Christmas tournaments at Madison Square Garden. You're not asking the Cinderellas to come to that. You know, so I think it's kind of the same. It's just there's a lot more teams. I think it's fun, and and also basketball only has 5 players. If you get 2 ballers, maybe 3, you could pull off that upset.
Shooting day. Like, think about Ashton Genty on a 5-man roster. You know, that would have been a great story.
Right. And even some, sorry, Mikey, some years I do think you would have a team that would be worthy. Again, I thought that was Boise State last year. They had a generational player. They had gone toe-to-toe with Oregon. We got James Madison only played 1 Power 4 opponent.
What happened?
Tulane, and they got beat. And then Tulane, they did beat, you know, Duke, and they did beat Northwestern, but still they were 2-1 against Power 4 teams. That's just not enough of a sample size to be deserving to play with other teams that are playing 9 and 10 Power 4 opponents.
Yeah, I just think when it comes down to like basketball versus football, talent outlasts in football in those 4 quarters. Like that talent always outlasts versus a group of 5 in a Power 4. Whereas in basketball, you get 2 kids that catch fire. You can beat an Alabama if you're a Ivy League school. So I think talent outlasts, and I think you're going to see it today with a matchup like James Madison and Oregon, and the value of what we left out in Notre Dame and Vanderbilt and those matchups to what we have in, just because, like Danny said, we're giving out cookies. I agree. I don't think they should be here.
I'm just happy to get football however we can get it. And Damian, I know you've never been in a matchup quite like this, being on the James Madison side of things, but you've been on the Oregon side of things. What is a good coach like Dan Lanning probably saying in this locker room as they get ready to face an opponent that is well below them?
It's not about the team or the face of the opponent. It's about the common goal, which is a national championship. JMU is just another team in our way. It wouldn't matter if it was Indiana. It wouldn't matter if it was Ohio State. We play to our level and to our standard of execution, and that's how we get to what we want. We don't do it by beating specific teams. We don't do it by beating JMU or by beating Ohio State or Mike. We do it by playing our brand of football. That's what we've made our bet in. We're going to lay in it. We have to play Oregon-style football. We've got the quarterback. We obviously have the receivers, the talent, the defense. We have everything that all these other teams have. So let's take the face off the opponent and just focus on playing our style of football, because we're confident that what we've built here is good enough to win a national championship.
What do you want to see from Dante Moore, who might get some receivers back?
Yeah, I'm excited to see him. And there's a reason why he's being projected as the second overall quarterback taken. And I think if he plays well as I expect him to, and they do make a deep playoff run, he might challenge Fernando Mendoza for the top quarterback taken from the NFL. He is uber talented. He makes off-platform throws, and he has a great poise in the pocket. And to your point, Emily, that's why I'm bullish on Oregon, is I expect them to get healthier and get some of these weapons back on the outside. They already have a great offensive line. They already have a great run game, and they've already been pretty good throwing the football. If you make them a high-powered, big play potential offense, watch out, because the defense is also pretty stout.
I wonder, like, in the fourth quarter, we think maybe they take their foot off the gas, but I ask you guys too, like, are there guys who want tape to go to the transfer portal? Even their backups or 5-stars, like, are they still going to keep their foot on the gas? Like, is that third quarter, fourth quarter for draft stock? Like, do you think they just keep playing as hard as they can?
Yeah, because I think anytime you get backups in the game, they'll want to shine. Whether it's for the NFL, whether it's for transfer portal, whether it's for their family. Like, I want to get a touchdown, right? I was a backup coming off the bench. I wanted to do well, and they'll want to shine because they don't get that many opportunities.
Ooh, guys, we are so close to football. Nearly 20 minutes until kickoff of day 2 of the college football playoff, but we're going to keep these two around because we got some picks to make after the break. Stick with us here on HQ.
Can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, I could quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. Well, things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it. My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Wouldn't take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame presented by FanDuel. If you're already watching every college playoff game day, why not boost it? Every college playoff game day, FanDuel gives you a profit boost to use on the action you're glued into. Download the app today and boost your winnings. Let's give you a little parlay pick on this CFP Saturday, and I'm back, guys. I'm here.
Hold on. She sounded so disappointed. Guys, I'm back. Guys,
I wasn't sure if I'd be
I've got some stuff to tell y'all.
You know I love my little underdog team totals. Shout out to Syracuse for getting me that one touchdown. I'm going to keep it easy, though. I'm just taking the Hurricanes at plus 3.5. I think that line might have changed, though. I think there's some money coming in on the other side.
3.5.
I feel good. Just diagnosing this team, they have NFL players on both lines of scrimmage. They have playmakers. They have a quarterback with experience who has played in big games before. I'm just keeping it simple. I feel good about the way that this Miami team is constructed. So
Sure.
give me the Canes.
I'm a horrible gambler.
Mikey, is she overthinking it?
I think a little bit.
I think she's still overthinking. Listen, I'm gonna dumb it down. I'm not gonna think too hard about this. I'm going Oregon plus 20.5.
Minus 20.5.
Excuse me, minus 20.5. Yes. Just don't overthink it.
It's JMU.
It's JMU. It's Oregon. It's Dante Moore. It's DeCorian Moore back. It's Dan Lanning and Dan Lanning's type of situation. Don't make it too hard.
BTA.
Yeah, I mean, we've got college football playoff, the NFL. I'm going to go to the hardwood, though. Give me St. John's money line against Kentucky.
Ooh.
Come on. The Big East is the best conference in basketball, and now we get an opportunity to prove it, and we always prove it. St. John's money line.
Rick Pitino returning to Rupp Arena? It's like he can't get away from that place. Oh my God!
It's actually played in Atlanta, so he doesn't have to relive all the demons.
Thank God for that.
So we're gonna have to do a little bit of threading the needle here with this pick. I'm going Texas A&M money line.
Okay, we got that. We can do it. We can do it.
We need a field goal game, and that's what we're all hoping for. Just good, clean college football. I do think Texas A&M at home, Marcel Reed. I just trust facing adversity more than Carson Beck.
I don't know if I love that play.
Well, you're in the trench
anyway. I like Emily's better. We are in the trench
Danny.
together. I will go. So I was going to look at the group of 5 games as well. Damian, you took the Oregon already. So I'll take Ole Miss minus 17.5 over Tulane. We already saw this game once, 45-10. I don't think it'll be that comfortable. But I do think with the loss of Lane Kiffin, I think that was huge for them, obviously. But Charlie Weiss coming back, he's been their play caller all year. In a game like this, I think Pete Golding wants to announce himself as Ole Miss's new coach with a statement win, which he knows he can get now at home. Lane Kiffin always took care of his backers. I think Pete Golding wants to follow that trend. I think they'll win easily.
Is this a typo, my betting experts? Or
I think
we got over 100 to 1.
That'd be an extra
That's
digit.
the Christmas boost.
Quite the boost.
We got some good odds, and let's boost those odds, because if you're already watching every college playoff game today, why not boost it? Every college playoff game day, FanDuel gives you a profit boost to use on the action you are glued to. Download the app today and boost your winnings. Sir Don's Taylor Lewan will be coming for you. The time for talking is over. We are minutes away from kickoff, so let's pick these football games. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the play? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home. I like the sound of that. It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
My name is Jeffrey. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you're gonna quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tonk skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame. We have reached that point in the show where it's time to pick some games. We're going to start back to front, starting with James Madison in Oregon. It's a huge number. I think the latest we've heard is 20.5. Damien, I think this is part of your parlay pick, so I think I know where you're going, but remind the people.
JMU, I appreciate you for coming out.
Oh.
You might not have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Rain, sleet, or snow, Ducks are ready to go.
Oh, wow.
I'm the same thing. Just don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Ouch. What if it's just the first half? What if it's just the first half minus 11.5 for Oregon?
Okay.
Maybe we get a backdoor cover, so I'm keeping my money in that first half. I don't want to watch the fourth quarter of this game.
My 13-year-old daughter asked me this week what BTA meant, and I'll put this game on to explain it to her.
Good.
Oh, gosh, that is some great parenting. That'll be us one day.
Right.
Let's do a little Tulane Ole Miss, a slightly smaller number, but still quite a large one there, 17.5. These are some of the largest spreads that we have seen in CFP history. So what side are you on?
Give me Tulane, plus 17.5.
I like
John
it.
Summerall, he has done a phenomenal job at balancing these two coaching jobs and just the situation that he's in, the situation that he's going through with his father just passing away. He saw his son get his dream job at Florida. Now he gets to watch from the sky, watch him play in the playoffs. I think this is going to be a good game for Tulane.
I agree. I used to work at restaurants, and chefs used to say it's really hard to cook in a messy kitchen. And I just feel like that Ole Miss kitchen could not be messier right now. I'm going to take Tulane just because that kitchen is too messy. There's too many dishes everywhere. You don't know who's doing what.
Wow.
Tulane plus 17.
Hold on. Let me write that one down.
And what if we just all rooted for points? What if we all just rooted for points for offense? That's fun. That's how you make these games more fun than they're played out to be. Over 56.5. Give me like a 40-20 situation.
I think you guys bring up some good points. Jake Retzlaff, first time around. It was only his fourth game. He's learning a new system. Maybe he's more comfortable. It was also Trinidad Chambliss, only his second game starting. He's been getting better and better. Veteran leadership from the quarterback matters more than anything. I'll take Ole Miss. I'll lay the points.
All right, subtle shout out to the QBs.
You actually had a mix of Retzlaff and Brendan Sullivan, and they combined for 104 passing yards. So that was a rough go at the quarterback position for Tulane. But round 2 today, guys. This one kicks off in minutes between Texas A&M and Miami. It is not a large number, and it keeps getting smaller, but we've got it at -3.5 at this point in favor of the home team Aggies. What do you think?
Give me the Aggies, and it's gonna be because of the 12th man. I cannot see Carson Beck navigating this crowd, this environment, on top of this defense that Texas A&M has, led by Mike Elko. I just think it's too much. And we've seen Carson Beck in these moments, and on top of that, we've seen Mario Cristobal in these moments. And it's just, who do you trust more? Marcel Reed and Mike Elko? Carson Beck, Mario Cristobal? I got to go with the Aggies.
When I pick games, I worry about how I'm going to sleep. Like, can I go to bed at night knowing that I put my faith in this man? And Carson Beck is just not someone that I'm going to get any sleep over if he has a disaster class. So I'm going to take A&M here with Marcel Reed. And I think it's going to get a little out of hand for Miami, too.
You know, I've really made my bed with Miami fans.
Time to go to bed.
I mean, seriously, since July, we've been at war for months. So I got to go out the way I came in here, right at this point. Now, it would be cool if Miami ended up playing Georgia, and then I got to see that head-to-head, but I don't think they'd make it that far. Point being, got to stick to my guns here. Cannot trust Carson Beck. Cannot trust Mario Cristobal. Like you said, he's just as prone to melting down as his quarterback here. So give me Marcel Reed, give me the home team here, and the Aggies.
What does our guy B-Mac like to do? On my island. And I know we kind of have to wrap up because Mikey's got a big rugby game to get to. Huge.
I'm just filling up buttercups. So I'm not going to be on the field.
Take the Miami Hurricanes. Malachi Tony, watch out for him. We've talked about him a lot as a weapon. They've been using him in different ways as Wildcat. He's been throwing the football. He's got 6 attempts on the year, a couple touchdown passes. He could be the difference maker. He is electric as a freshman. We've talked a lot about Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams last year. Not enough people are talking about Malachi Tony. I think he has a huge impact on this game. I'd like the Miami Hurricanes not only to cover, but to win and advance.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. How about that? Danny Cannell puts on a tie and just judges everybody else.
That's what it is.
It's a tie.
Emily figured it out. It was the tie. Okay.
Whatever it is, we love it. Happy college football playoffs. But guys, that is not the only thing happening today. We have the NFL. We have college basketball here on CBS. The CBS Sports Classic from Atlanta. It's Bruce Pearl's CBS debut. We've delivered some fantastic matchups for him. It's Kentucky versus St. John's first, and then Ohio State and North Carolina. And the NFL trying to take over a college football Saturday, a doubleheader with NFC division implications and clinching scenarios. What's on the line when the Eagles meet the Commanders?
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you did, I could quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch. Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on HQ on this NFL Saturday, no team has locked up the division. This could change today when the Eagles head to our nation's capital to take on the Commanders. A win for Philly means an NFC East title, which would be their second straight. It would be the first back-to-back repeat champ in the division since, well, the Eagles did it back in 2004. It's a hats and shirts game, as we call it, and I have to assume the East title would do way more for the vibes in that locker room than that positivity bunny. But there are some other ways the Eagles lock up the division this weekend. A Dallas loss on Sunday against the Chargers, or, and this feels like the least likely scenario, 2 ties with both the Eagles and the Cowboys. So let's welcome you here on set. We are fully loaded. We've got Danny Cannell, Mackenzie Brooks, Mikey Overs, Damian Harris. I'm Emily Proud on this NFL Saturday, which sounds very strange to say. Damian, I'll start with you because I joke about the vibes bunny, but nothing is better for the vibes than getting to play back-to-back games over a combined 6-win teams with the Raiders and now the Commanders. But how do we evaluate the status of this Eagles team the way that they're playing right now?
Well, we're going to see it by how they respond this week, right? One of the biggest things that goes into making a good team, a championship caliber team, is how you handle adversity and how you handle success. There's been a lot of adversity in this Eagles locker room, from players to players, players and coaches. Just the entire vibe has been off, right? But they just had their best game of the season. Now, granted, it was against the Las Vegas Raiders. We were sitting here debating if they could beat a college football team earlier. I get that, okay? I get that. But at the same time, this is the National Football League, and it's hard to win games week in and week out because you're playing against great players that are the best at their job, and they're playing for a lot of money. So you want to see how the Eagles respond to having that success. So they got Saquon Barkley going last week. It was a quiet day for A.J. Brown. Those are 2 of the stars that they've been trying to ramp up and get going over the past couple weeks. Let's see how they respond today, how they perform today. Then we can start to truly evaluate what this Eagle team is really about and what they're going to be in the playoffs.
I usually go to UKens for the path because it's so convoluted I can't understand it, but I can understand this. It's pretty easy. Win and in. How have you been kind of tracking this Eagles team this season? It hasn't always been that simple. They went on that losing streak there for a while.
No, they're tough. And listen, they're still power ranked high, but to Damian's point, like, you almost need to see it 2 games in a row of, like, taking care of a poor team, yes, but now taking care of a poor team in your division where, you know, mentally it's a little bit of a different game even if they have a similar record. That's going to be the key here and the consistency for this team. I do think obviously they win. We have the projected score 27-20. Eagles winning that turnover battle mostly is what's going to bring them home here, but I mean, they've gotten lucky that everyone else has kind of stunk too in their division this year because they could have been, you know, in the fire as well.
27-20, so Mikey, good number there with 7.
I love the Eagles today. I think winning is a Band-Aid for this team. Every time they win, everything just gets better for them, and that's much like every team, but especially this Eagles team. And when we saw the losses, the locker room seemed to implode. But I think after a win like that, I think you roll the Commanders. I mean, Marcus Mariota, I love Zach Ertz, but he's retiring his teammates right now. Like, horrible throws. So just as a gambler, how can I bet on that? I'm not. I'm just going to take the Eagles after a win to just do their job.
And a little Jalen Hurts plus money to get in the end zone today. You don't see that a lot. I know
maybe
we don't.
Devontae Smith game just once.
You love Devontae Smith. You got to put the Devontae Smith cup down.
I'm going to put it down today. I'm going to put it down today.
Pick up the Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown cup because it doesn't need to be a tush push. I know we don't have the full offensive line. It's still a mobile quarterback against a really bad defense that can still use his legs and get in the end zone at a good
100%.
price.
So you guys are having a little bit of fool's gold, I think, in this situation because all of a sudden you're buying in on the Eagles. They had the 3-game losing streak, and then they beat the Raiders, and it was a good win. And we're like, oh, all the problems are solved.
But it's the Commies.
But here's the thing about the Commanders, and this is what's dangerous, I think, in the NFL in general. Like college football, we watch some of these bowl games, players opt out, and you're like, why are they even playing? NFL, I was on some bad teams, and the coach would always tell you, hey, you might not be playing for me, but you are playing for your future, whether it's here or somewhere else. I don't think guys throw in the towel as much as people think. And Marcus Mariota is a veteran quarterback, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Terry McLaurin, since he's been back, he's had a couple touchdowns. I think this is a dangerous spot for the Eagles. I think they win, but they've been a little bit too tumultuous for me to just trust them to go in on the road and just get a win easily. I think this game could be a little bit interesting.
I don't think we've been on the same side once. Is it the shirt?
I know.
Is it the shirt?
Sometimes it's the shirt.
All right, so Eagles Commanders at 5 o'clock Eastern today. And elsewhere in the NFL, there's a lot on the line in the North. This is what the division chances. It's pretty darn tight between the Packers and the Bears. Barely a little bit more in that percentage there, but thankfully this will be decided on the field because that's exactly who is playing tonight. It is round 2 from a fun one in Week 14. The Packers won that one in their building 28-21, but even though that was 2 weeks ago, these are very different teams now. For starters, Green Bay lost its star pass rusher Micah Parsons to an ACL tear since then, but the quarterbacks, though, guys, are very much still the same guys. It's Caleb Williams versus Jordan Love. Both threw an interception in round 1, but it was Love's 3 touchdown tosses and 234 passing yards that stood out against Williams' 186 and 2 touchdowns from him. So the winner will control its destiny in the NFC North. How do you anticipate this round 2 looking, Danny?
Ooh, this is a fun matchup. I mean, it's guys, traditional rivals playing in that division. They've always been bloodbaths. I think this game will be similar. You mentioned Micah Parsons out for the season. Caleb Williams without his top receivers and Rome Odunze and Luther Burden III. That could be an issue. They're going to rely heavily on that run game, which they've been all season long with Monungai and Swift. So that'll be a dimension. And then Caleb Williams, you mentioned the interception. His was the cost them the game, the interception in the end zone. How does he bounce back? I think these two teams are really evenly matched. If it's coming to me, I would say I trust the team that's been there and done that in December with this type of stakes on the line. So I kind of like the Packers here.
I agree with that point about going with the team who has been there and has that type of experience. But when I watched the Packers last game, when they lost Micah Parsons, they lost everything. They were flat as I don't know what. They could not get up on offense, on defense, not to mention they lost Christian Watson. We don't know if he's going to play today. They just had nothing. It was like whenever Micah Parsons went down, you could see it on Matt LaFleur's face in the post-game press conference. It was like our season might be slipping away from us. And I just think that bad juju of losing Micah Parsons, potentially being down Watson, where do you get your spark from? I love Jordan Love. He's been playing at an MVP caliber level. Josh Jacobs has been running the ball phenomenal. Defensively, they've had some good players, but at the same time, when you don't have your star player that you went out and traded for, signed into this big extension, and then automatically that made you a Super Bowl contender, you don't have that anymore. We saw what that looks like for the Green Bay Packers. So personally, I'm trusting Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in this situation more, just because what they've been building over the past couple weeks, and it feels like they're getting into form at the right time.
Mikey, you've been nodding along. Those injuries very impactful for Green Bay.
They're huge, and something that I don't think I've ever said since he got in the league, and I got a buddy Josh who's a massive Bears fan and just won't leave me alone. I'm buying in on the Bears and Caleb Williams now. I feel like after that game, when you say, this is Chicago weather, I love that weather, bear down, I can make any throw, I'm in on him now. Like, his swagger's completely back. He's got this team believing. And even to Danny's point as well, they run the ball the second most in the NFL. So they don't necessarily need Rome Odunze and Luther Burden. They can get it done on the ground. And I think just this would put the stamp on the Bears being a for real team if you can beat your rival and your Darth Vader in the Green Bay Packers.
Can I play devil's advocate though? Because
No.
I'm
just kidding.
Micah Parsons is gone. Okay, that downgrades your pass rush. Like Chicago's pass offense is injured too. You know what I mean? Like everybody's
And it
losing.
cancels it out? Yeah.
Almost. And when I go back to when they played, literally yesterday, it was 1 sack each. And I know you can't just account for Micah Parsons, pressure just through sacks and that type of statistic. But again, it wasn't like he was over dominating this game and like he was the reason and the impact of the game here. So the fact that the Bears are hurting and their pass offense doesn't make Micah Parsons that much of a bigger deal to me, in my opinion. And also, this is a Bears team that's allowing 5 yards per carry on the ground. You have Josh Jacobs, who's having a great past few weeks, and I think it's only going to get better. You're playing in Chicago in December. You're going to run the ball again. I think they'll have success. So I like the Packers in this game. I think we're, over evaluating for Micah Parsons' absence.
How do you think the injuries will not just affect this game, but looking forward for both of these teams? But if we circle in on the Packers in particular, that is a lengthy list of players out for the season.
Yeah, we did an exercise earlier with Myles Garrett and what he could mean in a college team. I do think that that's the type of impact that Micah Parsons can have on a game. And I know he hasn't probably lived up to the contract and the expectations, but he's still, if he did get right and he is that impactful, I do wonder how much that could impact them as a true Super Bowl contender.
12.5 sacks for Micah Parsons before his season ended here with this ACL tear. Our friend Kyle Long, I'm sure there is absolutely no bias when it comes to this pick. He has picked the Chicago Bears to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Mackenzie, I'll go to you first because you're always looking at the numbers and being very analytical about this. How crazy is that a pick?
Well, what I'll say is, what I've noticed in the model is when you do have that 1 seed and you have that home field advantage, no matter what team you are, it is drastically going to help you. I mean, double your Super Bowl chances. And if they win this game today, they win the division most likely. They go to an 80% chance to win the division. So this game today is definitely small steps towards potentially having a great spot to be and just a great seed in general. So regardless of the team, I think they'll get a very good seed, so maybe it's not the craziest thing in the world, but I really do like those Rams and Seahawks, so I don't know about that.
What do you think about the Bears' potential Super Bowl contender?
I think they're a year or two away from being contenders, right? They're building, they're obviously getting to where they want to go, and they don't have to be Super Bowl champions or contenders right now. There's a plan in place that Ben Johnson has set. Caleb Williams is following it. The OCs are following it. The defense is coming around. They lead the league in takeaways. They're building right now. To put all the pressure on them to win a Super Bowl this year, it would be unjust. But are they going to be contenders in a year or two? Absolutely. To your point, the way that Caleb Williams is taking ownership of the system that Ben Johnson is laying out. To your point, the confidence. I can make any throw. Why are you questioning me about a decision that I made? I'm the NFL quarterback here. This guy's a rocket for an arm. I can do this. It's the ownership. It's the confidence that they're building. And it's also the fact that Ben Johnson is now forcing Caleb Williams to play like an NFL quarterback. He's making him make decisions at the line of scrimmage. It's not check with me. Let me look to the sideline while the coach sees what defense they're in, what personnel they're in, then we'll get a play into you. No, he's identifying, he's processing at the line of scrimmage. He is making major strides, not only as being the best version of himself, but being one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL at managing the game and putting your team in a position to win.
Danny, Bears?
I was going to say, before I even saw this graphic and I knew they were better, I would have said I'll take any team from the NFC West over the Bears. And sure enough, the odds are better for those teams. I'm with you, Damien. I think experience is a huge factor. I think they're knocking on the door. I would be surprised if this was the year they knocked it down.
Mm-hmm. I'm just a guy that loves fun. Just get me in Kyle Long's trench. As long as Caleb Williams is showing up with the matcha, which is an underrated narrative. Every time he has matcha, he somehow wins. If he's showing up with matcha, I think we got a bowl in our future.
I've been in the trench with Kyle Long. It can be a long one. You better be ready for it. You better be ready for it.
Is there a trend on Caleb Williams' nail polish correlating to wins?
Well, he normally matches the nails with the matcha, which is nice.
Yeah.
You got a nail to matcha ratio.
You're invested.
Super Bowl.
You're invested.
Yeah, I'm in.
Interesting.
Every narrative in the book.
I know. We'll go to Mikey for the latest on the nail trends. But it's not just Caleb Williams, right? It's this run game. It's the two-headed monster.
Yeah.
What is it that makes the combo in Swift and Monungai so successful?
I think it's Ben Johnson. Just the way that he's crafting this offense. I mean, they're much tougher on the interior in the trenches, right? Then you've got Caleb Williams operating like an NFL quarterback. quarterback. That makes the defense take a step back, right? You've got Kyle Monangai, DeAndre Swift, two very capable backs. They're in a system that works for them. The Chicago Bears, they're a run-first offense. They let Caleb Williams play secondary to the run game. And whenever you get two guys like this in a rhythm early and often, success usually happens. And I mean, you see the numbers for these guys right now. They're just doing exactly what they need to do. I think the scheme that Ben Johnson has brought also aligned with bringing guys like Joseph Tooney, who's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion, to bring experience to that offensive line to firm up the protection and the holes in the run game. It's been a recipe for success. And Ben Johnson, he needs, I mean, we're giving him a lot of credit, but he needs even more, because what he's doing with the Bears right now, it's really great to watch.
All right, so let's make a pick. Will Ben Johnson take his shirt off after this game, or who's winning?
Take Kyle Long's shirt off.
I like the Bears today. I'm with Mikey Overs. I believe in Caleb Williams. I believe in Ben Johnson. I trust them more. What I saw from this Packers team without Micah Parsons, it was just, you showed me who you are, and I have to believe it until you show me something else. So I'm going with the Bears today.
I'm digging Damian's chili all day today. He hasn't said anything wrong in my head.
Nothing.
Over there, the other end. I'm taking the Bears too. I just love this spot. I think when Caleb Williams is feeling the way he's feeling, you might get USC Caleb Williams, and that's scary, especially with Ben Johnson. And you can keep the ball on the ground if you'd like. So I just like the narrative of the Bears and maybe some matcha as well.
I'm going to take the Packers with the plush chicken here in Mikey Overs' terms. I think it's a close game, and I know we want to talk about Caleb Williams buying into the weather in Chicago in December. Green Bay's comfortable playing in that weather too. They do it the same way. And again, we're talking about a Bears team that also has injuries in their pass offense as well. So I'm in on the Packers.
Give me that.
All right.
We don't need to take that long because I know Mackenzie has a Dancing with the Stars audition. So I will just
slap.
Packers to win the game outright. I think the Packers get it done.
Is Danny Cannell turning into Pete Prisco in front of our eyes?
Before we say goodbye to Danny, does anybody have anything that they need to say?
No, there's nothing to say.
You have the floor.
I need you to show me a good bond.
I love the time.
There we go. All right. With that being said, get ready for some NFL Saturday action. It is a doubleheader. Packers-Bears in the nightcap, as we just talked about. That is a big one in the NFC North. And then you've got Eagles-Commanders in the NFL opener. It's an NFL on a Saturday with division titles on the line. Love it. You're taking a live look inside State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Minutes away from tipping off the CBS Sports Classic Game 1, Kentucky St. John's head coaches with some history. Let's talk about it with BJ Taylor. That's next here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Ready for holiday action. Santa needs our help.
With the brand new holiday special of Paw Patrol Christmas. Now streaming on Paramount+.
What exactly is your plan?
So what's the plan? The biggest and wildest mission yet comes home.
I like the sound of that.
It's nerve-shredding, heart-pounding, and delivers on every level. Tom Cruise.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now streaming on Paramount+.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
Would you go out with me? I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you can quit.
Oops.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity, and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season now streaming only on Paramount+.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema. The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tonk skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Every strike is a frame. Every rivalry, a story.
Anything worth having is worth fighting for.
This canvas is more than a stage.
Are you not entertained?
It's where stories live, where worlds collide, where legends are made. It's on, the new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
Welcome into CBS Sports HQ. The CBS Sports Classic is tipping off in minutes over on, you guessed it, CBS. It's the debut of Bruce Pearl on the call. He joins Brad Nessler, Bill Raftery, and Jenny Dell on this doubleheader Saturday. And game one featuring two head coaches that know a whole lot about each other. And for that, we bring in BJ Taylor. I mean, we got him on the screen behind us. They won a national championship together, but they are not friends today.
No.
These teams, though, very similar in the way that they're built through the transfer portal and high school recruiting. They had these high expectations, haven't quite lived up to them. How do you look at this Kentucky-St. John's matchup today?
Well, it's been a tale of kind of two different seasons in a way, right? Rick